The date is June 29th in the 2024th year of my Lord and Savior. And Team 4-Star has officially retired from making Dragon Ball Z Abridged for 5 years now.
What? What the?
Despite both Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z being amazing shows that I enjoyed in my adulthood, I never had the chance to watch the shows as a kid, due to the violence portrayed in them.
So, Mr. Piccolo, what are you going to teach me today? A brand new technique? How to sense energy? What about how to fly?
Dodge!
That being said, I did religiously absorb Team 4-Star's Dragon Ball Z Abridged, and those shows shaped my humors in ways which no other shows did. Yet, I found myself falling off of Dragon Ball Z Abridged around the middle of the Android saga. Having experienced the characters from Abridged, I sought out Dragon Ball, the prequel to Dragon Ball Z, on DVD. Though I wouldn't get a chance to experience the unadulterated Z experience, I would get the chance to play games like Budokai 3 for the PlayStation 2, which affirmed Dragon Ball Z as not only a wonderful show, but also as a banger of a game. In high school, I received a PSP from my brother-in-law and jailbroke it, allowing me to put as many emulators as my little heart desired. After downloading GPSP on my PSP, I set out trying new games that I'd never had the chance to play before. One of those games being Dragon Ball Z: The Legacy of Goku. This game is absolutely phenomenal, and I remember spending a good week absorbed in Legacy of Goku 1, before quickly moving on to the far better Legacy of Goku 2. Unfortunately, that PSP died after accidentally sending it to Poseidon's lair after dropping it in the bath. All that work to 100% Legacy of Goku, and it was all lost. I didn't know it then, but this event would awaken inside of me a desire to have some form of tangible reward for 100% completing old games. I decided to take a risk on a new console that I had been hearing phenomenal things about: Valve's handheld console, the Steam Deck. After decking out my Steam Deck with all the best hardware and hard drives, I had 2 full terabytes of data to fill. What I learned then was spectacular. There was a program that would run natively on the Steam Deck hardware called EmuDeck. EmuDeck could have come straight from the halls of Eden, and I'd believe it. Never has a program so thoroughly enticed me and excited me at the same time. All EmuDeck is a front-end loader for emulators, which comes with some customizable features and themes for them to look the way you'd like. One of those features is a system called Scraper. What this does is analyze your ROMs and run it through an information catalog. It then downloads information about the games, such as grabbing clips of the game, information on the release date, and even the average review score. This makes collecting the old games far more satisfying than any other emulator I've ever utilized. But it also incorporates a new program that felt like it was created specifically for me. This program is known as Retro Achievements. Retro Achievements is a magical system where brilliant developers were able to put if-and statements and program them into the games, allowing all players to earn achievements while playing even the oldest of games. Having gotten Retro Achievements to work on an alternate account, and utilize it to start streaming through and earning all the achievements in all of my favorite series, not only giving me a real tangible reward, but turning that award into something valuable that I can share with all of you. I'm not quite sure why I chose Legacy of Goku as my first game, but boy, it was a wonderful choice. This game is super small, being a 4 to 5 hour pint-sized quest, with perhaps a couple of extra hours if you mess up. Foreshadowing. Honestly, The fact that I was able to play through one of my favorite retro games, as well as earn achievements, feels like a real step forward for not only my own enjoyment of video games, but also a step forward for this channel. Thus it was on June 29th that I donned the orange gi and prepared to fight in a game that is so bad it loops all the way back around and becomes a classic. When I started the Legacy of Goku, I was immediately met with the cathartic banner which told me that I had 0 out of 39 achievements, meaning our journey had officially begun. Immediately, I was met with one of the most bit crunch openings to a game that I've ever seen, in all its pixelated glory. Immediately, I'd like to talk about the opening jingle that plays on the title menu before you start up. It's extremely catchy, and really makes you feel like the jungle-faring Goku. After jamming out to the main theme, I loaded up the main screen, greeted the pixelated Goku surrounded by blue, and clicked on New Game. The game immediately kicks into a prologue set to a Mode 7 screen depicting a point of view which is moving through space. Yellow text scrolls onto the blue background, telling the story of Goku and hinting at his previous adventures in Dragon Ball. The story begins with a sort of reunion between Goku and his compatriots after the destruction of King Piccolo and the defeat of his son Piccolo in the World Martial Arts Tournament 5 years prior. The show Dragon Ball ended with the marriage of Goku and Chi-Chi, daughter of the Ox King, and Dragon Ball Z picks up 7 years into their marriage, having birthed the now 6-year-old Gohan, son of Goku. Speaking to Roshi gets us a mission. Roshi wants us to help him find 3 interesting magazines and return them to him. They're not difficult to find. I pick the 2 magazines up from outside and find the 3rd hidden in the living room of Kame House, earning us our first achievement, titled, Perhaps I've Been Too Hasty. By the way, I was curious as to what Kami meant, so after a quick round of Google, I learned that Kami literally translates into turtle. Taking this a step further, I learned that Roshi's signature attack, the Kamehameha wave, is a construction word meaning destructive turtle wave. After returning Roshi's magazines, he awards us with a sensu bean, earning us our second achievement. Hey, what are you feeding my patient? For obtaining 1 sensu bean. Handing Roshi back all 3 magazines earns us 1 more sensu bean, an herb utilized for healing a portion of HP, as well as a chunk of 350 EXP. A tense song plays as everybody notices somebody approaching Kami House. Everybody looks up in shock as Raditz descends from the sky. Clearly, the point of view we were met with when we started the game. Raditz reveals that Goku was a child soldier sent from the planet Vegeta to destroy Earth and prepare it for a sale to a third party. He goes on to reveal that Goku and him are brothers. Raditz is pissed off that Goku doesn't remember his mission and seems to have grown soft and compassionate, befriending the inhabitants of Earth instead of ending them. Giving up on the notion of Goku taking his place at Raditz's side and destroying the Earth with him, Raditz changes his goal. He would simply start again, with a new soldier, and instead kidnaps his newly discovered nephew. Just when things seem like they can't get worse, Piccolo shows up for the first time in 7 years. Though we're slightly suspicious of Piccolo, he proposes a truce between us until Raditz is defeated, citing Raditz's strength as the motivation for the tentative team-up. And there, we begin our journey by returning back to our house to tell Chi-Chi what's occurred. Or, at least I would have. But if I told her what had really happened there would be no more Goku left to leave a legacy.
So, Krillin, how did Chi-Chi take the news?
Well, Krillin, what did you need to talk about?
So, Chi-Chi, hypothetically,
What would you do if you were told that your husband was dead and your son were kidnapped by his worst enemy?
I'd castrate the messenger in his sleep with a rusty carving knife.
Oh, then it's a good thing I'm not telling you that.
Would you like to spend the night?
I don't even know if Shenron can withstand the fury of this woman scorned. Sneaking away from our wife, life still in hand, we exit to the woods that Goku has grown up in for the entirety of his 23 years on Earth. Well, we finally have freedom, and we're playing an RPG. Time to grind. The woods have 3 main enemy types that we'll be utilizing to level up. The first type of animal is the squirrel. Truthfully, these enemies put up no fight, so it's much more like Goku murdering innocent small animals in order to grow big and strong. These squirrels can only be taken out utilizing your Ki Blast and give you 5 EXP each. Like the squirrels, the serpents which slither through the jungle floors pose no threat and are simply there like candy on the ground, just waiting to be eaten for an additional 5 EXP. If we go east of Goku's house, we can find a relatively large lake surrounded with crabs. You can utilize the environment around the lake to get the crabs stuck. And then take them out with your Ki Blast. On the other hand, it doesn't take a whole lot to punch the crabs into submission. And killing just 1 crab nets our Saiyan hero a whopping 70 EXP, meaning we earn a fast and easy 200 EXP every time we clear out the lake. Because of the difficulty of Legacy of Goku and how the damage scaling works, you will absolutely want to raise your level to be between 4 and 6 between venturing out further from Goku's home. One more vitally important note. Legacy of Goku will never prompt you to save your game, nor will it auto-save any of your progress. Not only this, but there's no continue option. When Goku dies, it brings you right back to the title screen, forcing you to load up your save. Form of assistance. Which makes it... Oh no. Oh no, no, no. No way! Guys, can you believe that? Our entire stream... Frick, man. That's really annoying. This means that if you're not careful, you may find yourself restarting the entire game. Surrounding Goku's house, and hidden amongst the trees, are the final enemy type found in the forest, the Blue Wolves. The Blue Wolves have quite a bite to them, and require Goku to hit the wolves perfectly in the snout to do critical damage.
Alright, you bastard! Prepare to feel the wrath of the Ginyu! Oh! Oh! You goddamn wanker! You punched me in the... Oh! Oh, you did it again!
If you follow the path from Goku's house south, west, and finally north, you'll find an entrance into the deeper part of the jungle, as well as 1 more respawning herb. Having done all we could in the forest clearing, and having achieved level 4, we move on to the 3rd area of the game, containing the remainder of the forest, as well as the entrance to our first town. This first area has 4 objects of interest to us. We talk to a pterodactyl who has had her egg stolen from her. In the clearing of trees off to her right is a path through the thicket, which leads Goku to a stone that he can pick up. Going left past the pterodactyl and the turning south nets us 1 more of these stones. And to the far left of this area is an exposed skeleton alongside 2 wolves to fight. This isn't what's interesting about this area. Besides the 2 wolves is a narrow river that you can cross over should you choose to, bringing you to the next area. We're far from being done in this jungle, however. If you follow the stairs up to the 2nd level, you will see 3 wolves. Carefully take them out before continuing up the stairs to the north and following that path all the way to the north to meet up with 2 familiar faces. Tien and Shoutsu are out training in the Crane School style, pioneered by their mentor, Master Shen. The two fighters offer their assistance with Raditz, but we tell them we've teamed up with Piccolo. Shoutsu cordially greets us before granting us 500 XP for talking with him, and warns Goku to be careful with Piccolo, and offers his assistance before granting us 500 XP in his stead. For meeting back up with our old friends, we earned the third achievement of the game, Old Crane School Friends. Continuing to follow the path east, we come across a split in the road. To the north is a wolf guarding our third stone, and to the east is a mountain path that we can fly over to find our first major encounter of this game. At the peak of the waterfall is a large blue pterodactyl guarding the stolen egg we were asked to retrieve earlier. He bit me twice, bringing me down to 1/3 of my health very quickly. Yet, armed with 2 sensu beans, I was able to overcome my Jurassic friend and retrieve the egg, earning us 300 XP from the monster's corpse. Before we leave this area, we can return to the crossroads and go north, finding our third stone. Returning the egg back to its mother earns us some Jurassic appreciation, 350 XP, and unlocks the achievement, Mr. Musaka would not be happy. Another brilliant reference to the circus master of Satan City. There's one more task for Goku to complete in the woods. Back at the platform with 3 wolves, we follow the path west instead of north, and find a man who is stranded in the middle of the lake. 3 circular silhouettes remain where the previous path connecting the land and lake resided. Luckily, Goku's already found the 3 stones, allowing us to restore the natural bridge and earning our 5th achievement, the Saiyan Bridge construction. With no other problems to solve, I decided to go back to the river in the southwest part of the map. It was there that I stocked up on herbs, exited the forest, and promptly died to a wolf. The game brought me back to the title screen, but with no option to load my game. Somehow I'd forgotten to save, finished the first 3 areas, ground up to level 6, and promptly lost all the progress we had earned in the first hour of stream. After allowing the hole ripped in my soul to mend, I started a new game and returned to where we had been previously. Luckily, Emulation Station has a built-in fast-forward feature, making my return go slightly faster. Returning to the river, all of my previous progress restored, I saved and flew over. I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't Barney the dinosaur over here. Barney can hit like a truck, so ensure that you're making liberal use of your ki blast and your environment to keep your distance. If you find the dinosaur is gaining too much ground, utilize your flight to clear some distance between you and him. After a game of cat and mouse attrition edition, the dinosaur falls before Goku, and our epic battle ends with me victorious. Who needs a mentor when Goku can just punch dinosaurs in the face? We emerge in a small village on the outskirts of the forest. The village elder's shack is to the north, and there he asks us to bring peace to the inhabitants of the forest. This man's house gives me some serious Bugenhagen vibes. Outside the southeast house is a boy who needs some flowers for his crush, Sue. Inside the building, we learn that Sue has gone missing, and her parents beg Goku to save her. Continuing west, we find a small platform containing 3 herbs and way too many snakes. Before continuing west and finding a sad boy near a lake. His brother had thrown his boat after a fight, landing it on a small island in the middle of the pond. With Goku's flying, we have the boat in seconds, receiving 200 XP and unlocking the achievement. Me and my brother Corey got into a fight. Following the path north, we find Yamcha and Poir hanging out. Yamcha's gotten into baseball since we last saw him. He offers us tickets to come see him, but we choose the consolation prize and receive 500 XP. Talking to par nets us an additional 500 XP and unlocks the achievement Baseball Champions. Continuing north, we come to a split in the road. To the west is Sue and a flower patch containing 5 flowers, while to the east is Nico the cat. I choose the west path where I pick up Sue, who wandered off and couldn't find her way home. Smashing the rocks below leads us to another pterodactyl fight and a ledge which you can fly off to receive the 5 flowers in that garden. After picking all 5, we earn pretty flowers for Goku. Pick up all 5 and make your way back to that village. Sue's parents are relieved to see their baby girl safe. After I watch the tearful reunion, I'm gifted with 500 XP and earn the achievement My Little Girl. Outside, we talk to the little boy and gift him some flowers, unlocking another achievement. Going back to the split path where we found Yamcha and Sue, we can now go east to grab Nico the black cat. The village elder has been missing Nico. For reuniting the two, we unlock Here Kitty Kitty. And since we've unlocked every quest in the forest, the old man tells us that he will finally assist us in getting Gohan back. He tells us that he knows who we are, and that it is now time to continue creating our legacy. I love this line. Honestly, whoever wrote it deserves a raise for that banger. Before we exit through the skeleton mouth, we are given the solar flare ability. This technique is so good. What it does is freeze your enemies for a period of 1 to 3 seconds. This ability is absolutely necessary for the fights to come and will remain useful all the way through, including during the last boss. In fact, it is the solar flare which completes the Legacy of Goku gameplay loop. Enter battle, position, stun, hit, run, repeat. When we exit the forest, we arrive at the scene of Raditz's landing. Gohan is wandering around by the pod, and Piccolo's just chilling, and Raditz is just standing there.
Dude, are you just standing there?
No, I'm just standing there, menacingly.
There are so many way more evil things you could be doing right now.
Suddenly, Raditz roars into action. Like the fight with the dinosaur, this fight is a game of attrition, where patience is the key to victory. Raditz goes down after about 10 to 20 direct hits, earning us 4,000 experience, bringing us up to level 8 and unlocking...
Yeah! Don't be a fool, brother!
Goku grabs Raditz in a last-ditch effort, telling Piccolo to kill Raditz while he holds him, knowing that he had to die to save the son, the wife, and the planet that he so loved. Goku chooses to give up his life.
Special Beam Cannon!
It's okay, Gohan. Daddy's okay. I just need to leave you alone for a little bit. You'll be okay. Gohan. Daddy! Get up, Daddy! I can't, Gohan. Not this time. I love you, Gohan.
Your father died to save Earth, kid. He was more noble than I thought. The afterlife will be ready for him.
Daddy. And we're happy again. Damn. That gave me whiplash. Speaking to Kami, we learn that 2 more Saiyans are currently on their way to Earth, and that Goku's friends are currently tracking down the Dragon Balls. Yemna and Kami send us along Snake Way to arrive at King Kai's planet in order to train. Along this path, we meet up with a lady clad in white fur who tries to seduce us, before eventually attacking us. She's pretty weak, however, and only took me 7 hits to beat, earning me 3,500 XP and unlocking the achievement, Why Don't I Eat You? We continue forward, but quickly lose our balance and fall into Hiffle, the home for infinite losers. Moving south from Goku's starting position and ignoring the split to the left eventually leads us to a man who gives us a quest to track down 3 missing spirits for him, in fear that King Yemna will fire him for his negligence. The spirits that are missing look identical to the rest of the white, wispy clouds wandering around the level. While the 3 missing spirits are docile, their brothers are not. The spirits can be very difficult to beat, but each one nets you 1000 XP, making this an absolutely amazing place to grind up your level before the next segment. I did just that, and went from level 8 all the way up to level 11. Going back to where we started, we can go through the west path, and then go north in order to find a break in the spikes above, allowing us to climb to the higher level and rescue our first spirit. Continuing back north and then east, we come to a fountain of blood.
Tail?
Ah, yes, you made a horrible mess of the blood fountain.
Looks fine to me.
It used to be water!
To the northeast of the fountain, we find another entrance leading to a missing spirit that we promptly bring back. Finally, we travel south of the fountain and find the 3rd spirit just north of King Yemna's forbidden tree. When we bring the 3rd spirit back to the purple-skinned man in the southwest, he thanks us and grants us the achievement, Saving Jobs in Hell. The man offers a way to get back onto Snake Way. If we can get Yemna's fruit, we're golden. He removes the barrier and sends us to collect the forbidden fruit. The blue man obliviously watches as I grab the fruit and earn an achievement. This fruit looks pretty tasty. After traveling along the snake, we eventually find the tail of Snake Way and are able to fly to the west in order to reach King Kai's planet and earn our 16th achievement. Now that we've come to King Kai's place, you know what this means. It's the beginning of our training arc. I delivered a flying punch to the back of Bubbles' head and smashed Gregory with a hammer. As a reward, we are given 1500 XP and are gaslit into believing that Goku learned the Kamehameha wave from King Kai.
Incredible. It took King Yemna much longer.
Really?
Oh my, yes! Since you've improved so much, I'm able to teach you the Kamehameha attack, which is more powerful than any attack that you've seen so far.
Wait a second, we did not learn the Kamehameha from King Kai, did we?
Your friends have collected the Dragon Balls and made the wish. It's time for you to return to Earth. Kame is waiting for you at his lookout. Please, visit me again. I mean, I hope you don't have to visit me again.
A cutaway screen of Bulma and Roshi summoning Shenron appears, before we're shown a static image of the lookout where we can begin to move. After flying off of the lookout, we appear in a snowy wilderness. We can test our new turtle wave on some dinosaurs, but ultimately our goal is to find a boy on a cliff along the north wall, and then returning him to his mother. When we enter the southern city and explore the first house, we get a hint to go find all the capsules for a gentleman. In the weeds directly south of this man's house, you can find a capsule that you can return to him. However, continuing south and east, we find 2 buildings with red domed roofs. Inside the right house, the son is reunited with his mother. Unlocking the achievement won't be hanging out with wolves again, and getting us a second capsule. Heading back to the man in the north house, we hand over one of our 2 capsules, earning 1500 XP, as well as unlocks the achievement, Delivery 101.
Would have really sucked.
Directly to the south and west of this man's house is a bank, currently being robbed by 3 armed robbers. With some quick-placed punches and a Kamehameha wave, the thugs go down, earning us 1000 EXP per thug. After we kill all 3 and rescue the bank, we unlock the achievement perfectly named Great Saiyaman Senior. Whoever made this achievement list, I love you. After clearing out the quests in this city and grinding up herbs, we continue down the street into the new map. The landscape quickly shifts to a military base, or at least a highly occupied area. As we follow the road, King Kai reaches out and explains how dire the situation is. Thanks, King Kai, but I gotta say you're far less cute than Oracle. I much preferred my status updates from her. We emerge in a large chasm carved out in a mountain path. Gohan and Krillin meet us, but deliver terrible news. Everybody, except for them, has fallen. In total, 4 lives had been squashed by the mighty Saiyans, including the life of the great Piccolo. We approach Vegeta, who tells us to waste our time on Nappa instead. As we prepare for battle, Vegeta warns Nappa how strong Kakarot truly is, and how substantially we've grown from fighting off seduction and smashing a grasshopper. Anyways, I breezed through the Nappa fight, netting me a clean 20k and our 20th achievement. I then stood up, faced the Prince of all Saiyans, and through sheer force of will, died. Having conquered Nappa, I turned my sights once more to Vegeta. After saving, of course. Actually, more like 8 times more, because I kept dying. And dying. Oh, Vegeta, don't be a bitch. Oh, Vegeta, you bitch! And dying. I was getting frustrated, and as a result was playing riskier and riskier. Vegeta was where I began to struggle a lot more. He even made me lose my cool at one point. Yet I learned that if you charge your Kamehameha wave, you can increase the damage it deals. In conjunction with Solar Flare and Fight, I was eventually able to overcome Vegeta with a Kamehameha wave, rightfully earning the achievement.
The Prince of all Saiyans, and you reached level 12.
We've saved the planet, once and for all. Like a serial killer who refuses to die, the Cockroach King rises, manifesting a fake moon and transforming into the mighty ape Ozaru. Luckily, Chubby the Swift cleaved the Great Ape's tail, and Gohan transforms into the Great Ape, reducing Vegeta to tears.
I wanna be a Super Saiyan! I wanna!
A somber yet triumphant theme plays as Goku collapses. The trio discuss how they will head to Namek and begin looking for the Dragon Balls while Goku heals. After vowing to get better and meet them there, the scene fades out.
And so, Goku and the gang overcame the trio of Saiyans and assured the continual survival of the human race. Meanwhile, Krillin and the others hurled towards an unknown planet. Will they make it to Namek safely? And will they be safe until Goku joins them? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z!
Immediately we're met by various Namekians, mourning the eventual death of their planet at the hands of Frieza and his men. The first Namekian you meet requests that you gather 3 tree saplings and plant them, so that there may be some seed of hope remaining on Namek. The trees are located in the southeast, northeast, and northwestern portions of the map. As we explore, we can find 3 houses that we enter, but the rest are glorified rubble left derelict by the dead. A Namekian describes his plight, and the sacrilege that's been performed at the temple. The theme that plays on the planet perfectly captures the sadness and the hopelessness of the Namekian people. As we look for the saplings, we come across 3 different types of enemy on Namek. The first and second are similar, and they're just reskins of enemies that we've seen before. The first is a Namekian pterodactyl. They look and function identically to the dino birds back on Earth, but instead net you 1000 XP. The same can be said of the Namekian dinosaur, who falls just as easily as the Earth one and grants us 1000 XP as well. Finally, we can meet up with some humanoid dinosaurs donning Saiyan gear. These creatures are incredibly challenging, but offer a whopping 10,000 experience. I recommend leveling up at least to level 20 to 21 in this area, saving after every kill. One final tip. Ensure you're utilizing a charged up Kamehameha wave in order to deal a great amount of damage while keeping your distance. In the northwest, we grab the tree and continue north. In the next house, we learn of the 3 Namekian artifacts that we will need to gather and return to their rightful place in the temple. After finally making our way west, we find the 3rd tree, unlocking the black sapling. After returning to the man, we plant the trees in 3 holds, earning us 7,000 EXP and unlocking a second achievement for these trees called Namekian Reforestation Project. With nothing left to do in this section of Namek, we move on, leaving out the top left exit to the next portion of the map. A funky battle theme plays as we emerge at the foot of a large temple. Following the path west and north, fighting as we go, we're able to find a gleaming red artifact, unlocking the achievement Red Magic for us. As we continue to trek towards the blue artifact on this same map, we're interrupted by the Bugman himself. I was level 17 by this point and could take down the henchman with one fully charged Kamehameha wave if I was lucky. After celebrating our brutal strength, we nab the blue gem and unlock the achievement Blue Magic, as well as grab a sensu bean. After fighting a couple of more fiends, we grow to level 18, and after grinding up on our herb stash, we enter into the Namekian Temple. The Namekian Temple. Oh, the Namekian Temple. This place is like Silphco from Pokemon Red. A series of colored tiles will warp you throughout the temple. The catch? You have no idea where you are or where you're going. Eventually, I find a hand which points into the wall to the left. As a seasoned gamer, I knew that this was revealing an FF4 style hidden wall, and so I slipped through and found the hidden 3rd artifact. As I tried to scour the map for the right place to go, Goku sat cross-legged and patiently waited for me to do so. After searching for what felt like hours, I found a brilliant text file that told me exactly what to do step by step, leading me right to the statue of Guru and the pedestal for the 3 artifacts. I don't know why, but as I was putting the stones in their place, I kept seeing the door to the Temple of Time in my mind. Restoring the temple artifacts unlocks our 25th achievement, as well as gives us 30k EXP and a much appreciated speed boost. I had finally overcome Pan's Labyrinth and braved the walls of the Minotaur's lair. Therefore, it was time to dehorn the demented bull. Frieza and his men will fall today. Meeting up with our friends, and Vegeta, we talk and find out that Vegeta has formed a team with the others. The second portion of Namek is essentially an open clearing, very much like the mountain clearing where we fought Nappa and Vegeta previously. The map contains 7 herbs and various mountains, lakes, and ledges to escape and trap your enemy. Scattered throughout the map are the 4 members of the Ginyu squad. Honestly, I was expecting a grueling gauntlet, but none of the Ginyu squad are any different than Frieza's henchmen. Use Solar Flare, charge your Kamehameha wave, fly when you need to, and they'll all go down in no time. First, Rikum went down in like 3 hits for me, earning us 40,000 EXP and a Chivo. So does Birder, earning us the fastest in the universe.
Fastest in the universe!
After sending Jace back to Space Australia and earning our 3rd achievement, it's time to grapple with himself. Beating all 4 gets us to the final map of the game, technically. This map is a series of islands with enemies and herbs to collect. Because there are buildings on these islands, I think we're supposed to realize that these floating islands are all that's left of a previously complete landmass, perhaps a Namekian village. Collect what you need, and try to ensure that you go no higher than level 22. To the far right is an entrance into the clearing where Frieza parked his ship. Outside of Frieza's ships are our final enemy type, the improved Frieza henchmen. Outside of Frieza's ship are our final enemy, the improved Frieza henchmen. These are stronger and faster, but gift the player with a whopping 30k for defeating them. We really don't want to grind right now, but unfortunately, we really can't grind right now, for there are 2 achievements that are mutually exclusive, and if you're not careful, will require you to replay the entire game. The first trophy is for reaching Frieza's final form at under level 25. This is easy. Simply enter the ship at level 22, save, and enter the fight. And then, once you reach Frieza's final form, you will unlock this achievement. You can then either die or finish the fight and reload your save. Ideally, this will take you back to the title screen, where you'll load up your save file just before the Frieza fight, and then simply grind up to level 25 and conquer the final boss once more, earning you a separate trophy. Let's see how this went for me. After entering into the ship, we can see a decal in the bottom right of our screen. This means that we are eligible for a missable trophy. After meeting up with our friends, we enter the rejuvenation chamber, earn the achievement Heal Up, and wait for Frieza to arrive. As we emerge in our final battlefield, we're told that Mr. Popo has the Dragon Balls. Yet the planet of Namek had become incredibly unstable. If we wish to remain alive and continue to carve out our legacy, we will need to defeat Frieza fast and get back to our ship. Thanks, King Kai. There, in the distance, we see him. Frieza, casually relaxing on a ledge, as if he didn't just perform a Namekian genocide. Like all other bosses, speaking to Frieza begins the battle. Frieza's first form is not terribly hard, but it's certainly beefy. I used like 10 fully charged waves on him and he was still going. But eventually he faltered and earned me the achievement Congratulations Saiyan. As I was fighting the second form of Frieza, I did something so dumb. I decided to save, forgetting everything I had just explained to you guys, ensuring that I would need to beat this game at least one more time. Still, I beat down Frieza's second form and unlocked the achievement, Wipe that smirk off your face, monkey. Megamind here thinks he can beat me. That's adorable. We slap him down with our destructive wave and earn a diegetic achievement.
You will be the first to witness my final and most awesome form.
Saiyan Pride. He then brings Namek to the brink and witness Frieza's transformation into his final form, all in one fell swoop. For witnessing Frieza's transformation at under the level cap, I earned the achievement Saiyan Pride. Despite the dire state of Namek, Krillin encourages us, but is promptly cut down. This pushes us over the brink. So much death and destruction has been brought at the hands of Frieza to Earth, to Namek, and to planet Vegeta. Therefore, Goku decides in that moment that he will bear the legacy of all those who died wishing they could have fight. He will become Justice's harbinger, the legendary Super Saiyan. Frieza's final form is much the same, unfortunately. There's only so much you can do with the simple mechanics introduced in the combat in this game, and so every boss fight feels pretty much the exact same from Rikum onwards. Still, Frieza puts up a decent fight before succumbing to his wounds, and uttering the words that would become my trophy.
Beaten by a monkey? How?
We get an actual FMV of Namek's destruction, before we're brought to the scrolling narration in space. This time, the point of view cannot be Raditz, and therefore must represent Goku, ensuring that his legacy would continue on for another day. The game ends with a static image of all those saved by Goku's actions, looking up into space, awaiting their hero before the credits rolled. Having conquered the legacy of Goku, I was eager to jump back into my save file and earn the final achievement, granted by being at max level when Frieza transforms into his final form. Unfortunately, by saving in the second phase of Frieza's fight, I had ensured that this achievement was currently impossible to get on my save file. Accepting my fate, I ended the stream and played through the entirety of the game off stream. Honestly, it wasn't so bad. I hated having to go through the beginning for a third time, but it was a short playthrough of only about 4 hours. Therefore, on July 2nd, I logged back into the stream having gotten to Frieza once more. After grinding 4.5 million experience, I had become max level, and our sweet achievement decal was lit up in the bottom right corner, assuring my victory. The fights with Frieza went substantially faster at max level, and it was not long before I beat the final form and earned the final achievement. I am a Super Saiyan. Damn, that felt good. I feel like a Super Saiyan. This game reminds me a lot of how I felt with Batman. The incremental improvements I made to my combat style over 2 playthroughs really made the game a breeze a second time through. When you complete a game on Retro Achievements, it will give you what I like to call a Master Certificate. A banner comes up telling you that you are a master of the game and lists your time. In my case, this game took 9 hours, 41 minutes, and 4 seconds to earn all 39 achievements. Had I followed my own instructions, both to save and not to save, then this would have been about 5 hours shorter. Satisfied and excited to dig into the legacy of Goku 2, I ended the stream and began scripting this video. For a simple handheld game, this experience packed one hell of a punch.
You goddamn wanker!
I wrote in the description of my first stream for Legacy of Goku, but the game is so bad it's good. I'd like to change this argument. The game is just good. Really good. It's not modern, it's not deep, but it's incredibly fun and very short. Because of how concise it is, there's always some form of progress happening, either in your quest or in your level. In a lot of ways, it reminds me of Zelda 1 for the NES. That is a game which I absolutely adore even 35 years later. Like this game, it's not terribly complex, but through its fun and simple gameplay, it has remained a gem to return to again and again. I really feel like Legacy of Goku 1 has achieved exactly that. It's a simple game, which will retain its charm for years to come. Though the combat is simple, the soundtrack is exemplary and the sprite work is beautiful. Shout out to Ariel Gross, the composer of the first Legacy of Goku. Your work was very much appreciated. And a big thank you as well to Gudra for programming this achievement set for this game. I deeply enjoyed it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I pray you all have an amazing day. Please feel free to leave any comments down below, and I will talk to you all later. One of each, out.